Left side is Jester's, so I don't know what that Turismo Classic's doing unless he wants a Jester. This car... am I right in saying that this car has very little, if any, modifications? Because it looks so... like... how can you put a Supra in the game and not give the ability to modify it? Like, it should have one of the most heavily modifiable body kits in the game. The tail lights are painted on. Are they? They do look very low quality. This has got to be one of the worst models in the game. To have done this to a Supra, and then not taking into account the fact that the name is ridiculous. How can a Toyota Supra end up being a Honda NSX Classic? The Jester is the NSX, the new Honda NSX. And they've turned a Toyota Supra into a... oh my god. And we shall see how it fares against the top in the Sports Classics class. Oh! Jesus! Okay, that was an interesting moment. Oh, it's been absolute carnage. It's been absolute carnage. It's been total carnage. Good racing. Good racing, everybody. It's good content from 2013. It almost feels like this car has been sort of held back. Wow, that's some good lag flying. It does almost feel like this car has been held back. Or been... oh my god, this lag. Zombie, your lag is unbelievable. You need to pull over or something. It does almost feel like this has been in development for ages, or they developed it for old gen and just left it there. They just left it. And they finally decided to release it now. My days, oh my days, and there we go. Okay, so this race has been a lot more carnage than the last one. I almost feel like I need to repair the car, but I can't respawn because that would put me back in the Turismo. So should I go through the pits, I guess? Now, the cars from 2013 were actually finished. This was knocked up by an apprentice team maker. Strangely, he was promoted to chief content designer for Rockstar's GTA department. Alright, I've got a fixed car. Thankfully, that only worked because I shut the headlights at the start. The workarounds that you have to do for this game. Right, now we can see how quick it actually is. Also, obviously, the final scoreboard and the lap times that we see there will give us the most information. But oh, okay, so it doesn't have the most amount of grip in the world. That understeer was not helpful. But again, this car's going to be slower. I'll go through the middle of that. This, again, you got to keep in mind that all of these cars are going to be slower in the city. On city tracks, over bumps, they're going to be slower because of the new handling flags. So this track is actually making a lot of these new cars look better than what they are overall. Oh my god, the understeer! It's got so much understeer. It feels like it's not too bad. It's certainly quicker than the old guard of sports classics, like the Z-Type. But it doesn't feel like it's Turismo pace. It's not Turismo, Cheetah, Ardent, Rapid GT Classic. It's not that kind of pace. But it's not bad. Silvestre Retinue kind of pace, maybe. In fairness, Classic. Depends how it does, how bad it is over bumps, I guess, when it comes to the testing. Whoops. Panic on. Does have a nasty bit of understeer. Oh, someone's gone backwards. Always a smart thing to do. Maybe Viserys pace. Maybe that's the kind of pace I'm thinking it'll be. Obviously, we'll find out how these do when they're released in the actual testing videos. I'm just giving my thoughts based on what I'm driving now. I'm usually not too bad with predicting the relative pace and lap times that cars will get. Like, when these cars are released, you should come back to this, because I'm probably going to make this a video on YouTube. But you should probably come back to this video and see if I was about right on the where the pace lies.
He's a scumbag! He's an absolute scumbag!
Looks like it doesn't do too badly for top speed. It's keeping up with the Cheetah and the Turismo in terms of top speed. Whoops. I was reading the chat. God damn it. Why was I reading the chat at a key moment like that in the middle of that turn? That is absolutely my bad. Just starting to get something put together there as well. Oh, that's some lag. Oh, right, we're on the outside. We got the move on the inside for that one. That was a nice little move. See, I don't know what's happening up at the front. I don't know what car is winning, who's dominating. I had so many crashes at the start that this is just being a game of catch-up. See, I don't know what cars people are going to have been in, because the readout's not going to show who was in the Jester Classic at the end. So, guys at the front, you're going to have to let me know who was in what at the top, in the top few positions, lap time wise and stuff as well when we see the leaderboard. I'm spectating. TS Nobody is winning in a Jester Classic. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad on a track like this, I've got to say. It feels like it's got decent top speed, decent grip apart from a bit of understeer every now and then. Again, it's going to be horrible over the bumps, but on a flat track like this, it doesn't feel too slow. I mean, this is the best of the DLC cars that we've had relative to, from a pace perspective, relative to, you know, the top of the class. But again, it suffers from the new handling flags, so every single bump you hit, revs are going to be all over the place and you're going to be much slower. Flaming is 4th in the Turismo, he's the highest placed Turismo. Okay, so the top 3 are all in Jester Classics, interesting. Again, I feel like it's going to be another Dominator GTX situation where it will be competitive. It's not going to be dominant like the GTX in certain situations, but it will at least be competitive in certain situations. Like, you'll be able to use it against the top few. You're not going to have to go out and buy a Jester Classic for some situations, because the Turismo Classic will always do you. But in some situations, I feel like the Jester Classic will at least be able to be competitive. Flat track, you know. Well, that's pretty much it. A flat track. It seems to have decent top speed and decent cornering. So as long as it's a flat circuit, you should be all right. When will you do the testing? The testing videos will be released as soon as the cars are released. The Hot Ring Sabre doesn't suffer from the handling flags like a lot of the other new cars do. It doesn't have all of them. Doesn't feel too bad to drive, actually. Quite enjoy driving it. It's got a nice engine sound as well. I just wish they'd called it something different. I just wish that the Toyota Supra wasn't a Honda NSX Classic. That's essentially what they've done with the naming of this. The Jester is the new style of NSX. Dinka in game is Honda. Yet they've made the Jester Classic a Toyota Supra. So dumb. Alright, let's have a look. So GT Driver was 4th in a Turismo, Flaming was in a Turismo as well. Almost 1 second difference in lap time. Turismo was 1 second quicker. That's the closest that we've seen. When you think back to the first 2 races that we did, how far off in lap time wise. The Dominator GTX was over 4 seconds, the Tyrant was over 6 seconds a lap. This was only 1 second difference between them, so it is there or thereabouts in specific circumstances. It's not it's not a case where you're gonna have to go out and buy one. The Turismo Classic's still gonna be the best thing to use in almost all situations, but at least the Jester Classic can be somewhat competitive in certain situations. But we shall see in the testing videos when these cars are released. I will, of course, as always, do the testing that I always do, and you guys will be the first to know. This is gonna be hilarious coming down to this first corner. This is gonna be hilarious. This car is just ridiculous. It's just... Oh my god. What a car this is. What a car. It's just, there's something about it that is just incredible and ridiculous all in one.
Oh, what a scumbag!
Yeah, it's not the easiest car to handle around the corners, let's put it that way. Yeah, it's a shame it's not decked out in all cardboard, that's true. Navy Shadow with the 4 months, thank you so much, man. I'll read everything properly at the end of the race, let's do that. Oh, it's starting to rain, it's going to get even more treacherous. Yes, this is perfect. Saved it. Just keep the power on. He's gone in the pit lane. That's fine. Oh man, The way that this track is as well, with like it just crosses over itself multiple times, this is gonna get carnage filled by the end. I like this car. It's not going to be the quickest in the Sports Classics, but I think we all expected that. It's just a good bit of fun. Hard Russian bass music must be played at all times when driving this car, I feel. That's definitely going to be a Bruffy's Random Bits moment. That moment of drifting around before this race started to that music. It is a fun car. It is a fun car to drive. How much is this going to be? This is going to be not very expensive, right? This is going to be one of the cheapest DLC cars that Rockstar have ever released, right? From what I can remember. Isn't it only like a couple of 100k, if that? Like, this is kind of just everyone should buy one of these just for the fun factor. If it is super cheap. 145k. That's good enough for me. I mean, when you put it into perspective, it's still more expensive than a Feltzer, but given that we've become used to really expensive cars now, 145k sounds glorious. Oh, I'm so gonna do races with this. Should be $500. It should be, really. It would be a nice touch if it was. But Rockstar never would. Oh, someone's flipped. I like it. I like this car. I'm enjoying driving it. This is a pleasant experience. Now we're coming into the back markers that are on a different part of the track. How good or bad is this car? Well, let's put it this way, it's not good if you're talking about pace in the Sports Classics class. It's very bad. But if you're talking about fun factor, it's very good. Miles per hour. Yes. That's exactly what it should be measured on rather than speed. Going for the overtake down the inside. Yes. This car's awesome. I love this. Subaru's just going backwards all the way, is he? Okay, I mean, whatever floats your boat. Oh my god, really? See, this is what happens when you try to close people out when they've got enough space anyway. Just set GTA 6 in Russia. It would be a fun, different take on
scumbag.
it, to be fair. I wouldn't be against that. Thank you guys for the subscriptions and donations. I'm going to read everything at the end of the race. Top 5's always possible. Last lap. Can we get it? Let's see. Subaru's still going backwards with his finger. Oh, that little drift, and then you just put the power on. And it gets it right again. This car's just so much fun. I'm totally won over. I was a little hesitant initially about this car. Like, I can see why people like it, but I'm personally not too interested. But having driven it in a race, I am totally won over. This is a great little car. Yeah, I know about the little dash cam as well in first person, which is a nice little touch. Oh my god! We've had some really good racing actually. Getting through little gaps and overtakes and stuff. No, that's not gone well. Oh, but we both held it. No! Oh no, I missed out on top 5 at the end because of the... God damn it. Oh, what a great little car that is. Yeah, this has incredible amount of customization in comparison, for example, to the Jester race, the Jester Classic. Best lap as well. Best lap by less than well, just over 1/10 of a second. I'll take it. That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Michelli GTs. Left side do the road first, right side do the rally first. And then eventually we'll have all done 2 laps of each road and rally section. And we'll get to see what this is like off-road and on-road. Yeah, it'd be nice if it fits into that sort of rally subclass. With the retinue and the Silvestre. But we'll see. So, harmonic multilinearity. It's essentially 2 races in one. Normally you have to choose, but for the sake of this, we're splitting it up. But everyone's going to have done 2 laps of each, so it should work out even by the end. Doesn't feel like it's got the best top speed. This is taking a while to get down this. I know it's a long straight, but normally it doesn't take this long. I mean, that's a good sign if we want it to be balanced with sort of retinue Silvestre type stuff. I'll get a feel of how it is on road and then off road, so it should be valuable.
And what really annoys me is putting them in the fucking supercars class. Really? Really?
Oh my god, that donation sound though brings back memories. Thank you for the donation, whoever that was. I will read it at the end of this race because I feel like I'm going to have to concentrate. Alright. You can see all the other side of the field. All the rallyists. We are racing against everybody in the field. It's just that we're sort of out of sync. That's one hell of a... That's one hell of a crash. That little clip and then flew up into the... Oh, that was a good one. I mean, the Michelli GT feels like it's got decent grip. It's certainly not on the pace of Turismo Classics, Cheetah Classics, all that kind of stuff. But it does feel quite grippy.
Is putting them in the fucking supercars class. Really, really.
The like it genuinely feels like it's got a good amount of grip, so it feels like it would be slightly better than the old style of sports classics, I feel. So it could be, it does feel similar to the Silvestre actually. The retinue's quite a bit different, but maybe in terms of pace it would be around that area. Maybe that's where the Michelli GT is meant to be. Sort of the sub-rally class of the sports classics class. But we'll see how it does off-road. Coming around to the end of the first lap, we're going to see how it does off-road. That's gonna tell us a lot. The leader of the other side is just coming around the second to last corner there from the rally side. And just so everybody knows, this car is going to be released together with the other two sports classics of the Jester Classic and the Cheburek. They're all going to be released together basically at the end of May. So that's when you can expect to see these cars in game to buy. But we have access to them early because Rockstar made an error and allowed them to be bought for about 15 minutes on PC and PS4 before they fixed it.
Hateful machine.
Okay, so it does have a tendency to roll a little bit off-road. If you hit the right bump. It doesn't feel necessarily that great off-road, honestly. It kind of feels, in general, a bit meh. Yeah, it was good donation timing for that one, actually. As it rolled over. It's not... Oh, what a scumbag! Like, it's not really... It doesn't feel fun. Like, the retinue off-road is just a lot of fun. This doesn't feel fun. It's almost like it's got too much grip for an off-road situation. Where you just kind of feel like you're just driving on a road rather than on dirt. I think that's where the Michelli GT is going to be. It's going to be placed sort of on balance. Oh wow, what happened to Flamey? He was on the other side. This is indeed the Michelli GT. I kind of feel like that's where it's going to be. It's going to be... Whoa. Oh, for God's sake. It's going to be in that sort of mini subclass of the retinue and the Silvestre.
What really annoys me is putting them in the fucking supercars class. Really, really.
And Subaru went off there. I mean, it feels okay, the Michelli. Like I said, it's not going to be the quickest sports classic again. It's not going to be troubling the Turismo. But... well, maybe we are going to keep first place. Okay, that's kind of... I guess this is one whole lap done. It feels okay. It's not bad. I don't think I'll have one. I don't think I'll buy one. It's not shouting out to me that it's a wonderful car or anything, but... Like, there's nothing about it that speaks to me from the way that it's handling. It's just kind of meh. Not enough power and too much grip. That's kind of how it feels. Yeah, it is very grippy, actually. It is very, very grippy. Now that I'm getting used to it, it does have a lot of grip. And then not a lot of power, so... yeah, it's kind of a meh car. 1.2 million, really? 1.2 million is a lot for this. How much is the retinue in the Silvestre? Oh, the Silvestre's expensive though, isn't it? Because it's got guns. Because Rockstar's stupid. Silvestre's 900k. Wow, this is even more expensive than the Silvestre. And 675k for the 615k for the retinue. Yeah, this isn't worth 1.2 million. No way. Oh my god, I've missed that checkpoint. God damn it. I had a massive lead as well. I was doing so well. I'm still in the lead. This is crazy. I never win races. What's this all about? Alright, last lap, or last half of the lap, I guess. We're going to be doing the rally track again. Oh, Jesus. It doesn't like being off-road in terms of bumps. And then it's got the new handling flags as well, so every little bump. This isn't 1.2 million of a car. That's very expensive. I'm under pressure from whoever's in second. I'd gained such a gap on the road section. I feel like my best part of this race was that second road section lap. I did it really well. I gained so much of a gap. Then missing that checkpoint at the end's ruined me. Now I'm under pressure again on the rally section, which I'm not as good at comparatively. Don't know who's behind me, but they're right there. I'm trying to take it so carefully because, yeah, it really doesn't like it. It feels like it's going to roll at any minute. Oh, he spun it. Yes. Managed to hold on to actually win a stream race. Can you believe it? Maybe I like the Michelli GT. Good stuff. Best lap. The win. And I missed a checkpoint. Sweet. And that's it. All 5 of the drip feed vehicles tested out, well, tried out at least in races already.